17 ex-Islanders, 17 votes.
The Islanders face the music.
We were snaked.
Fuck you guys. You let the game overpower friendship.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beat, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Games episode 18, and let's get right into the video. Obviously, where we left off was that Jack and Justine became the power couple because they had the golden heart, and they had to choose between Ray and Imani, Zeta and Mitch, and Courtney and Scott to who they want to save, and the other two couples get sent home. So when they came back from their decision, we already see Ray crying, Justine not looking up. With Jack's speech, he was like, we're going to save the couple who we think that, it's like easier to beat basically. And like when we got to the speech, the full speech now, Justine sat down because that's how, emotional and how it got to her. She sat down. Like that was very an obvious take that she was not saving Ray and Imani.
Off the basis of which couple we think would be least of a threat moving forward.
Say it, bro.
Mitch and Zeta.
Bullshit.
Like she sat down, she couldn't even look Ray in the eye. Jack's speech was just like, Ray was just like, just say who you're gonna save. And like it was just very telltale that it wasn't gonna be Ray and Imani being saved. So that being said, they decided to save Zeta and Mitch, was kind of a bit shocking to me, but I was just like, okay, you got Zeta and Mitch saying in the challenge that, they're, intimidated by them because they, that's why they keep on going after them. When Jack over here talking about like, nah, we saved you because you're probably easiest to be out of the three couples. So just like, okay. But the thing about it, Ray had words for Jack and Justine.
You supposed to be my dog, my best friend in here, man. From day one, coming in here, you're supposed to have my back. And you let Jack convince you to just leave me out to dry. That's a game. I'm taking this very personal, bro. You looked me in my eyes, bro, and shook my hand. You did, Jack.
Yeah,
you did, EL. Do you not stay true to your word?
You're right. You're right.
He had words. He was crying. He was just heartbroken. He took that thing personal. He took it personally, like real personally, because he was like, I had your back throughout the entire game. He told this to Justine. He's like, I had your back in the entire Justine. You let Jack manipulate you into making this decision. And he's like, I would never do that to you. Like, we know each other outside the game, this and that. Like, he was like, I'm taking this personal. He also said to Jack, like, I shook your hand, this and that. Like, you really do me dirty. And I'm just like, he was real hurt. And to be honest, in situations like these, people have a right to be upset. It is what it is. But then again, it is a game, and it is a game. A game is a game is a game. I will say, Justine had to say, like, her decision was that, she does trust Ray, like I said. It's just that Imani's behavior throughout the games and stuff, and how she was gunning for Justine in the earlier half of the show, she couldn't really trust her that she would be saved with Ray and Imani being a couple. And especially with the carnival games, how Imani acted, it just like kind of solidified, making that decision and pulling the trigger to do that. So she was just like, yeah, I trust you, Ray, but I just didn't trust the person you couple up with. So it is what it is. Ray's hurt. Imani, she didn't really have anything to say. I mean, I feel like she just knew it was definitely a game. Also, I feel like the reason why she didn't have a lot to say because Ray was already on 10, And then from him being on 10, and then I believe earlier in the last episode, she was like, nah, we can't trust them because they're going to turn their back on us or something like that or whatever. And this is probably like hindsight for her, like, oh, you see, I told you. We can't believe their word, da 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 da. So I feel like she didn't want to really rub it in Ray's face because Ray's like very emotional and he's very like heated right now. So she didn't really want to say anything. And also that she knows that this is a game, so she's not really taking it any type of personal. So it's just like, it is what it is. I would just say the only thing that Jack and Justine kind of messed up on is that Jack did shook Ray's hand and looked him in his eye before this and say, we are going to fight it out, all 5 of us. So for that to be, for them to pull the trigger and make this shot, like it was not like, using somebody to like take out Ray and Imani. It was like Jack and Justine directly took a shot at Ray and Imani and took them out and did not miss. Like, even after Jack was like, yeah, I got you, shook your hand, look into your eye. And then Justine is like I said, Ray's good friends out on the outside, and they're supposed to be working very closely in the villa. So it's just like, it's like a real hurt for him, a real, not even a backstab, it's a front stab for them. So it's just like, okay, yeah. So he was very hurt. Everybody was just like, whoa, because, the guys who were sitting there definitely knew that the handshake and look in the eye took place and everything. So it's just kind of like, wow, everybody's for themselves and stuff like that. So yeah, Ray was just very much on 10. Ray and Justine talked and, they chatted about it and, he was just like, it doesn't matter who you were coupled up with, I would have had your back. And I think Ray tried to say something like, oh, my mind doesn't have nothing to do with him. Meaning that, if he was coupled up with anybody, Justine should have had his back. Just like if Justine was coupled up with any guy, he would have looked out for Justine and had her back. So that's what he mean by that. I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt. Okay? That's it. But at the end of the day, he was upset. But I feel like that's the only reason why the move was definitely, hard to take. Because if Jack never did that shake hand situation and it was just like, okay, they pulled a shot and they did what they did, like at the end of the day, the game is the game. So that's why it made it feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, it kind of felt like real nasty, like they really get down and cutthroat. But other than that, their move was very much the right logical and strategic move in this game, was to take them out. So it's just the way it went down was like, oh snap, it was just like, yeah. But it was definitely the right move. It's just the things leading up to that move. I mean, I feel like they could have, if it was a way for, somebody else to take that move, if, like he said, like if Callum did that move and took them out and didn't save them and saved somebody else, I feel like it would have been a better situation. Like, okay, they were a power couple, they took out Ray and Imani, and then nobody would be looking at Justine and Jack sideways, because the next day, everybody, the villa was just down. Everybody was just like, yeah, Ray shouldn't have gone out like that. Ray shouldn't have gone like that. Even Eyal was just like, you know what? He probably wouldn't have made that move that Jack did, and And Ray was like, watch your back, and stuff like that. So then, Johnny tried to talk to Justine, like, yeah, you did Ray dirty, So he was just trying to make her feel worse on top of the decision that she already made. So Justine was just kind of over it. It's like, wow, Johnny, like, I know what I did was, messed up. Like, you don't have to remind me. So she just didn't really want to talk to him. So she just walked off.
Justine. She's gonna walk away like that?
Yeah.
That's great.
And I was just like, yeah. So after that, Justine and Jack like talked again because, they were going through it. They were going through it because on a moral situation, Ray was kind of right. Like, this is like the friendship, he was just basically saying that their friendship outweighed the gameplay. And it's just like, the thing is that people got to understand a game is a game and not take things too personally. But I understand, like, if you're in the game and, you have somebody who shook your hand and, like, basically told you, I got you. And then when the opportunity arises, you, like, take the shot at me, like, right then and there. That just, like, really hurts. And I can understand where Ray is coming from. But I'm just like, you need to understand this is a game. Like, you would not survive on the challenge. You would not survive on, like, other game reality shows like this if you're acting that way, so hurt by this thing. But it is what it is. Jack and Justine, did that decision and they stand by it. It is what it is. So they get a text that they're going to go into the semifinals. They're all in the semifinals. There's 5 couples and they do this little tire challenge. So the tire challenge, the first round was the girls, and they had to get these tires and fill up 2 poles of tires, and if whoever has the most tires, they're safe. Whoever has the least tires on their poles, they get this red tire, and the red tire, is not a good thing. They're trying, so when the second round comes, it's the guys' turn, and they are trying to remove that tire from their pole, because if they, after 5 minutes, and they still have that tire on their pole, they get immediately dumped from the villa. And then the person who has the most tires on their poles, they win the challenge and they get to go to the finale. So that challenge was just like, it was like every challenge this season was definitely, kept you entertained, kept you hooked, kept you on the edge of your seat. Like the duels kept you on the edge of your seat, the challenges, like a challenge like this definitely kept you on the edge of your seat, especially when there was 20 seconds on the clock and they had a red tire on Jack and Justine's. And if they had the red tire at the end of 20 seconds, Jack and Justine would have been sent packing.
Get it there! Let's go! Let's go!
Oh man, he's making some moves.
Jack, good job! Good job! Get rid of it! Let's go! Good job, Jack!
Okay, they would have been sent packing, okay? But, in the challenge, they were all tag teaming Zeta and Mitch because they were the newest couple. And, evidently they only been there for like 2 to 3 days at most. So they was like, you gotta get up out of here. Like, even though they could have like target anybody else, they were just like, let's go to the easiest option. And they did that and they actually succeeded. So Zeta and Mitch lost. They got tag teamed. They got out of here. They got sent packing. And then Jack and Justine had the most tires, and they are the winners of that challenge, and they're going to the finale.
The Love Island Games finale is Justine and Jack. Well done.
So they get back to the villa. They said their byes to Zeta and Mitch. Is what it is what it is. They came in really late into the season. A lot of people have their connections, their alliances, things like that. Once again, Aurelia's very lucky to be coupled up with Johnny, because if she was not, she would be out here getting packing. Same way with Deb is very lucky to be coupled up with Callum, because they have somebody who's been in there a bit longer. So they're giving them that type of grace, because if they were not, they would have been sent packing the moment, the first chance they got. Jack and Justine as going to the finale, that left the 3 other couples vulnerable. So that means Johnny and Aurelia, Deb and Callum, and Sally and EL, vulnerable, because that only means that there's only 2 spots for the finale. So when they were having their little last night in the villa after Zeta and Mitch left, they were chatting it up, talking, Next thing you know, Maya Jama comes in And she basically says that the way that they can decide which two couples get to the finale is not up to the Islanders, because they were like, okay, yeah, Jack and Justine got me. Like, that's what Sally and Yella say, like, let's see how it goes, da, 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 da. Because obviously we don't have, this thing was pre-recorded, so there's no outside influence on the show at all. This show is literally pre-recorded, is basically what's going on in the show. So when she said that it is not down to the Islanders, when she said that, they were like, what's happening? So when Maya Jama revealed that the 17 ex-Islanders is coming back, and we just saw all of them walk back into the villa, and they were going to be deciding which two couples get to the finale, everybody was shook.
Scene of the hottest Islanders in history. And I hope you enjoy this moment, because you have no idea how much it costs to block book 17 hotel rooms in Fiji for 3 weeks.
Oh my god!
And then Johnny was like, nobody had a smile on their face. Everybody looked mad. She basically revealed to them that they've been watching this show since they left. Like, they were seeing everything. And I'm just like, this really reminds me of like a jury like a survivor jury and stuff like that. When they do the final tribal council and they have to like decide the winner. This is reminding me of Survivor. And it also kind of reminds me of the earlier seasons of Big Brother, because I remember like the first 2 to 3 seasons of Big Brother, when they had a jury, they had the jury get sent home and they watched the show so they can see everything, the DRs, all that stuff, and then they come back and vote for the winner. And that is how Danielle got robbed. Everybody saw Danielle's from season 3 of Big Brother USA. Her strategy, her DRs and stuff, and people were like upset. And that's the reason why she got robbed and she didn't win the season, because they felt slighted by her. And I feel like that's why they changed Big Brother into, when you get to the jury, you're sequestered. You don't have no outside influence, none of that. You don't really know what's going on. You're not watching the TV shows back. So the fact that my Jam is basically saying that they've been watching the show, do they have live feeds? Are they watching the edited show that we are watching? Because once again, this show is pre-recorded. So are they watching the edited show that we are watching right now? Or are they watching some type of live feeds? Because I've been hearing when like Ariana came in, Maura Higgins came in, and they were like, yeah, we've been watching the show. And I'm like, how are they been watching the show? Is there live feeds? Like, are they watching the edited show that the producers are letting us watch right now? Like, what are they watching? Like, are they watching what's going on here? But they've been watching, and they seem kind of hurt. They seem a bit slighted, because my Janice told them that there's 17 votes, and every Islander is gonna get up and say why should they save or get this one couple into the finale. So they were not words for the 3 vulnerable couples. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is just like a disaster. This is going to be like a mess. But they ate that. They definitely ate that. For Love Island Games, they definitely came out swinging for their first season. They definitely did not want this show to be a flop. And if they do have a season 2, I'll definitely be seated for it. Tomorrow is going to be the mega duel, and that's going to decide who is going to be the winner of Love Island Games.
Final 3 battle it out in the mega.
So yeah, we gotta see. Yeah, this is definitely a big plot twist to have everybody decide, everybody who left the show decide who's going to be going to the finale and get a winner. I was just going to say that if Jack and Justine did not win that challenge today, they would have had it out for them, for real. They would have had it out for Jack and Justine, like, for real. Like, they weren't going to be safe because we already see Ray in the preview talking about how, yeah, da 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 da. And then, like, I'm just like, bro, calm down. But yeah, that was the episode. Yeah, also, you know, Megan's still sick and had medical reasons why she was out. So therefore, she couldn't cast her vote because it would have been 18 votes and 18 people back to say their piece on what happened. But, you know, she had a medical emergency. But yeah, that was the episode. This tomorrow night is basically the finale of Love Island Game Season 1. It's really been a fun time. I definitely enjoy these past 2 to 3 weeks of this show. But yeah, it's coming to a close tomorrow night. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.